Hello, everybody. It's Gary Stuckey with Real Music. The British singer Morrisey of the band The Smiths, he has something to say to all the music industry executives and people that are paying tribute to the late Sinead O'Connor, who passed away yesterday at the age of 56. He's saying it's too late. I've been thinking about what he wrote. He wrote a blog today about this, and it's got me thinking, well, let's go ahead and see what he wrote. He writes, she had only so much self to give. She was dropped by her label after selling 7 million albums for them. She became crazed, yes, but uninteresting, never. She had done nothing wrong. She had proud vulnerability. And there is a certain music industry hatred for singers who don't fit in this. I know only too well, he said. And they are never praised until death, when finally they can't answer back. The cruel playpen of fame gushes with praise for Sinead today, with the usual moronic labels of icon and legend. You praise her now only because it's too late. You hadn't the guts to support her when she was alive, and she was looking for you. The press will label artists as pests because of what they withhold, and they would call Sinead sad, fat, shocking, insane. Oh, but not today. Music CEOs who had put on their most charming smile as they refused her for their roster, or queuing up to call her a feminist icon, and 15-minute celebrities and goblins from hell and record labels of artificially aroused diversity are squeezing onto Twitter to Twitter their jibber jabber. When it was you who talked Sinead into giving up, because she refused to be labeled, and she was degraded, as those few who move the world are always degraded. Why is anybody surprised that Sinead O'Connor is dead? Who cared enough to save Judy Garland, Whitney Houston, Amy Winehouse, Marilyn Monroe, Billie Holiday? Where do you go when death can be the best outcome? Was this music madness worth Sinead's life? No, it wasn't. She was a challenge, and she couldn't be boxed up. And she had the courage to speak when everyone else stayed safely silent. She was harassed simply for being herself. Her eyes finally closed in search of a soul she could call her own. As always, the lame streamers missed the ringing point, and with locked jaws, they returned to the insultingly stupid, quote, icon and, quote, legend. When last week words far more cruel and dismissive would have done. Tomorrow, the fawning fops flip back to their online and their cozy cancer culture and their moral superiority and their obituaries and parroted vomit, all of which will catch you lying on days like today when Sinead doesn't need your sterile slop. And that was the end of his post. Those are some strong words from Morrisey. Undoubtedly a good friend of Sinead's and really cared about her. And, looking at her history and overall success, he's right about a lot of those things. I wouldn't say I agree with him totally on everything. I mean, I have to really look into all this and see where he's coming from. But as far as the overall picture of her being, overlooked for a lot of reasons, but there are a lot worse things going on. People have said a lot worse and done a lot worse in the music industry, and they were basically worshipped, you know. So, I mean, regardless of what Sinead O'Connor has done, a lot of the music industry executives, there's people, different kinds of people posting tributes, and I guess Morrissey knows who they are, the ones that criticized her. And now, after she is dead and she can't respond to these people, they're paying tribute. And that's kind of like in life. You look at people in life, and they won't have anything to do with you, but at your funeral, you're the greatest thing ever to live. I mean, it's just something to think about. And of course, it is too late for her to speak. It's too late to say, I'm sorry. There's a lot of things, and I guess Morrissey is just speaking from his heart. He's just hurt. And I don't see anything wrong with that. People have their right for opinions, but to take up for somebody that you care about that kind of got done wrong, regardless of what she did in the past, sometimes, the music speaks for itself, and if people will look beyond that, and just appreciate the music and not be so judgmental on outside things that they do. I don't know. It's just something to think about. Hey, thanks for watching, everybody. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and always remember to keep the music real.